Hi, it's Jenny Cagle, Artist in Residence for Imagine Crafts. I'm going to show you how to create a faux metal heart made of paper and ink. After adding embellishments to the heart, you can frame it to make your own trendy DIY home decor. Take aluminum foil and shape it to the base of your heart. And this is a great way to form a substructure for the heart without having to use as much of the clay to cover it, and that way it won't take as long to dry and will give it some strength as well. You're just going to take paper clay and cover it all over the heart, and you may find that you want to spritz the clay some with water just to help it blend a little bit smoother. Use a ball stylus to create the look of hand-hammered metal, and I liked using the large end because I think it gave a more realistic look. Let the heart dry completely and paint it with black gesso. Let that dry, and then you're going to use the ink blusher to apply Delicata inks, a base coat of silver, and then use the new bronze Delicata ink to highlight and add depth to the metal. To keep building layers with our faux metal, we're going to use the StazOn Studio Glaze in silver and just add bits of that to the recessed areas on the heart. And then after you get this all filled in as much as you'd like, take your finger and just lightly smooth it to blend a little bit more. For our final layer of metal effects, we're going to lightly stamp the heart with Versamark ink and sprinkle it with silver embossing powder. And you may find that you get too much embossing powder, so just take a makeup brush and brush away some of the excess if you want before heat setting it. We're ready to start altering our bezel. So take the Versamark marker and just draw areas that you would like to highlight. And we're going to use silver embossing powder and heat set that. Then take a piece of silver vellum and we're going to stamp a background stamp, and this is going to go inside the bezel. And after I stamped it, then I cut it to fit the bezel. You can see that I also added a sentiment and glued on some micro beads. Then I took the StazOn Studio Glaze in gold and added some more highlights. And after I added the Studio Glaze, I did go back and add a few more of the micro beads in this because I found that it really held them and was a great way to do that. I also took ice resin and filled in the bezel. The crown border was die cut using a thin sheet of metal, but I found that it was just a little bit too flimsy and I wanted to add some strength. I inked it with Versamark ink and added several layers of silver embossing powder. I found that this gave it the stability that I wanted it to have. I wanted to incorporate a little bit more gold, so I came back in with the StazOn Studio Glaze and just drew highlights on the crown. And this was super easy to use the bottle just to draw on where you wanted to use it. After I finished embellishing the crown, then I just glued the two ends together to complete the crown and was ready to put the project together. Thank you for stopping by today. For more inspiration, be sure to follow Imagine Crafts on Facebook, Pinterest, and ImagineCrafts.com.